Welcome to this session, Data Communication and Networking by Y. Smriti. I'm from AS Engineering College, EC Department. Today in this session, I would like to discuss about TCP/IP suite protocols and the networking addresses, which are very important for data communication and networking. Before going to that, I would like to recollect the previous session. In that last session, we have discussed about the OSI model and the functionality of each layer. We are having 7 layers. That functionality we have discussed. This is lecture 7. The summary of the layers. Once again, I want to repeat this. We are having 7 layers in the OSI model. This is only for understanding purpose. In real scenario, we are using TCP/IP protocol. Here we are having 7 layers: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session, presentation, and application layer. And these 3 layers we are calling it as upper layers and user support layers, and this is for connection purpose. This is connecting the upper layer and the lower layer. Coming for this network, data link layer and physical layer, these 3 layers are network support layer. And for this we are having hardware and only software, application, presentation, and system as a session are only we are using software. Here it is using hardware as well as a software. While coming for the physical layer, to transmit bits over a media to provide mechanical and electrical specifications. Means the physical layer is used for transmission of bits over a media. Here the data is converted into frames and it is providing hop-to-hop delivery. Hop-to-hop delivery means from one node to the another node. Here network, it is the data is in the form of packets, and from source to destination it is providing an internet working. Transport layer, it is providing the connectivity, error recovery, and message delivery. That's a process to process communication. Here also in the session layer, presentation, and application, these 3 layers are also process to process delivery. Here this is we are to establish management and terminal sessions. I have taken here the example of 1000 pages notebook, and how I have divided this we already know. And this presentation layer, to translate the data which we are receiving from the application is being it will be translated to the machine understandable language, and it is being encrypted, and the data is also compressed. If the data is very large, the data is also compressed, because for compressed data it is very easy for transmission. Okay, now we'll go for the TCP/IP protocol suite. The name is Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Transmission Control Protocol, and Internet Protocol suite. The difference between the TCP/IP protocol and the OSI model is, here we are consider only 4 layers, and these 4 layers, 4 or sometimes we call it as a 5 layer protocols. This is we are using this TCP/IP protocol in our present systems, and the present scenario, present generation, and presently we are using this TCP/IP protocol suites. First we'll understand what is this TCP/IP protocol in detail. The layers in the TCP/IP protocol do not exactly match those of OSI model. The original TCP/IP protocols was defined as a 4 layer. As I told you, it is a 4 layer host to host network. Here we are in this TCP/IP protocol we are calling as host to network, internet, transport, and application. In the OSI model, we have physical, data link, network, transport, application. We can say that TCP/IP protocol suite is made up of 5 layer. Here we can 4 layer also we can consider, 5 layer also we can consider. When I'm considering it's a 4 layer. Remember, when I'm considering for the 4 layer, what I am doing here, I am doing only one thing. This physical layer and data link layer. This physical and data link layer, I am combining them and I'm calling it as single link host to network. Physical data link layer, I am just calling together as a host to network, these two. And network is internet, transport is transport, and application is application. If we see the difference between these two, OSI model and the TCP/IP protocol, what is the major difference? We are having 7 layers in the OSI model, and we are having TCP/IP protocol, so we are having only 4 layers. OSI is having 7 and TCP is having 4 layers. This is a major difference, so please remember. The next, see, in this session I am going to discuss physical and data link layers, network layer, transport layer, and application layer. By mistake this has come down. These two is one. These two are one only: network layer, transport layer, and application layer. We'll see with this, we'll compare, and also you'll understand the functions of the TCP. You'll understand the functions of the TCP/IP protocol. Here in TCP/IP and OSI model, you're doing the same thing. You're taking the data from the application layer, and you're sending all the layers you're crossing, and again you're sending the data through the physical layer to your receiver. The process will be same, but here the layers, if we see the layers of this one, with this we can understand. This is a small, this is a, with this diagram you students can understand it very clearly. As I told you, this data link layer, physical layer, is a host to network. We have seen in that protocols defined by the underlying networks is a host to network. What is this? It is a host to network. The process is same. Whatever the application layer, presentation layer, and session layer are doing. One second. See, these three, we are calling it as application layer. Means these three I am calling it as application layer. Means the application duty, the presentation duty, and session duty, all the three are done in this same, the name itself we are changing, that is application. All the functionalities, the application layer uses these protocols, and presentation layer, it encrypts the data and converts, data compression is done, and session synchronization is also done in this application layer. Here we are having different types of protocol. Here when I am seeing this protocol, that is SMTP. It is a simple mail transport protocol. This is for electronic mail. For mailing purpose, for emails, whatever we are using, that purpose we are using this SMTP, that is simple mail transfer protocol. It is a file transfer protocol, is a standard for transmission of files between computer over the internet, between the computers over the internet. And this is a hypertext transfer protocol as a data exchange on web. For exchanging the data on the web, means client server protocol. This is a client server protocol we are calling. It is a domain name system. It's a hierarchical and It's a domain name system protocol we are calling. It is a private network. It is a private network as a simple network management protocol. It's an internet architecture by the Internet Exchange Management Information Networks. It's a telnet terminal network. We are calling it as a terminal network. With the help of these protocols, we are able to enjoy the web world. For example, I will give a small example. If I'm working in some organization and I would like to apply a leave, first what I will do, first I will type a letter. This is my application. I will open the Word document and I will type the letter. And these letter will be, I will save the letter and I will going to switch off my computer. It's finished. I have applied my leave. It's over. Again, the next week, again I want to apply a leave. So what I will do, I will my computer. I will open it. I will do what I will do. I will open the previous file. Means the application whichever I am having, that only I will try to open it. If I think it's a Word file, MS Word, it is there. So from there I have taken. If my MS Office is crashed, then what happens? The data won't be there. Means the data will not be there. If the MS Office is there only, then only I can see the data. My file, I can visualize it. Means the application presentation. This is the letter is stored in the form of zeros and ones. In the presentation layer we can take. Okay. Now while coming for the transport layer, it is providing a bridge between upper layer and the bottom layer. Here we are having SCTP, TCP and UDP. It's a transmission control protocol and user datagram protocol. It is a reliable protocol and it is not an unreliable, because when we are transmitting any data, when you are using TCP, we will be having an acknowledgement from the receiver side that I have reached your packet, I have reached the data, this data is missing. So again resend, like that acknowledgement will be getting. And this is the UDP. This is not a reliable. Generally we use UDP, user datagram protocol, for some transmissions. It's a not a secured one. It is a secured. Here stream control transmission protocol. This is a stream control transmission protocol. All these protocols we will be studying in the next coming sessions. Okay. While coming for the internet, it is an IP. Internet is an, here IP is an internet protocol. These are ICMP. These are some protocols: Internet Control Message Protocol and Internet Group Message Protocol. It's a internet control message protocol, internet group message protocol. These are some protocols here. Address resolution protocol, is a reverse address resolution protocol. These are some internet protocols which we are using in the network internet layer. Okay. Now while coming to this data link layer and physical layer, we are calling it as host to host network. Here if we observe it clearly, what we can see these three layer, the function application layer, we are just calling it transport layer only. The network layer is also network internet protocol. Here we are combining these two, so we are getting 1, 2, 3 and 4 layers. It a host to network protocol. Similarly, as whatever we have, what you have understood in the OSI mode, the same functionality we are going to use in this TCP/IP model. Okay, I hope you people has understand this. Now I will be moving to the addressings. Addressing. We are having four types of addresses. This addressing is very important for the networking. When we are sending any data from client or from sender to the receiver, what are the following things should be taken care? If I want to send a letter to my friend, what I should do? I should write my address on the envelope. If I am writing a letter through hand, first I should write a letter. I should keep it in the envelope and I should write the address. In the address, what are the things we will mention? First, we'll mention the house number. Then we will be mentioning the uh, area, local area, the area which we are staying. Next, the landmark. Here, local area or the landmark is required. Next, we'll tell the mm, post office address. Post office address means that area in which location the area is present, that and the city. Then next we are going to give some our country address or state, then our India. If we are transmitting in India, that is enough. We give it is Hyderabad, and we are if we are entering the pin code, it will reach whatever it may be. If the pin code is present, that will be reaching. In the similar way, when we are transmitting any data from one side, from receiver to the from sender to the receiver, or any vice versa, we require these addressings. We are having four types of addresses. First we will see four levels of addresses are used in an internet employing the TCP/IP protocols. Those are physical, logical, port, and specific. We are having four types, four addressings. That now we are going to discuss physical address, logical address, port address, and specific addresses. These are the addresses we are using in the TCP/IP protocol. As we are having four layers, we have discussed it. These four layers are using these four addresses. Application layer. When I am coming for the application layer, it is using the specific address. When I am using the port address, the transport layer is giving the port address, and logical address is given by the network, and physical address is given by our host to network, that is physical and data. Here for your understanding purpose, I will just write down the application layer is using this specific address, and here the transport layer, transport transport layer is using this here network. And here we have host to host to network, or physical and data link layer. I hope you understood. Specific address is used by the application layer, port address is used by the transport layer, and logical address is used by the networking layer, and physical and data link layer uses the physical addresses. Okay, now relation between the layers and the addresses in the TCP/IP protocol. Here we are having a clear picture. Here the both physical and these two, and Please try to understand. The data link layer and physical underlying physical network is a physical address. Here IP and other protocols is using logical address. This is IP address we are going to use. Here the port address. Port address is for processors. When we are using different processes, we have different IP address, port addresses for that. To identify the processor, we are using this port address. Then this is a process application is using the specific address. Okay, specific address we are going to use. Please remember this block diagram. This is very important for your any kind of question you can answer. Here we are having, okay, here we are not, so this for addressing, for addresses, this is very important. Okay, next slide. To understand these addresses, first we will see with the help of one example, I will explain you. See, I'm considering one figure. That figure it will be in the next slide. That also I will show. See, this is a figure I am going for physical address. I'm going forward again. Here in the figure 2.9, a node with physical address 10. Remember, a physical address is 10 and sends a frame to the node with a physical address 87. The physical address 10 and it is sending a physical 87. The two nodes are connected by a link, means bus topology LAN, and these two nodes are connected by a LAN connection. As the figure shows, the computers with the physical address 10 is the sender and the computer that is the 87 is the receiver. That we'll see now. See, this is our physical address. Physical address first. In the physical layer, that is in where we are going to, in the physical address is in the host to network layer. In that host to network layer, we are adding 87. As I told you, it's in a destination address, means the address of this receiver and the address of the source. This is, I'm speaking about the physical address, and I'm speaking about only the physical address. The physical address of the sender is 10 and the physical address of the receiver is 10. I'm adding in the as a frame. What I am doing in the data link layer, I am just adding the addresses, physical address of destination address and a source address, means this will under this data when it is passing through a transmission media, it will know that to which address the data should be delivered. This is for error correcting. For error correcting, we are using this Taylor. Header consists of a destination address and source address. This is of physical address. This is being transmitted. Here the destination address does not match. The packet is dropped. Here again, this is going to this here. Means simultaneously this data is shared to this 28 receiver, 53 and 87, where the data, when the address is matched, when this destination is address is matched, that system will take the data and it will retrieve back to its user. Okay, this is how we are going to add a physical address to your data. Okay, next. And here we are having for physical address the representation in a local area network. Generally the Ethernet we are using here, the Ethernet LAN here, that is having 48 bits, and it is represented in a hexadecimal. It is represented within a 12 digits hexadecimal with a colon between here, within a colon separation. This is how a local area network uses a 48-bit physical This is just a representation. Only this is a showing us representation. Next, to understand it more, I will show you with these examples only we can understand the logical address, next physical address, port address and specific address. In this figure shows a first try to understand the question, then we analyze the figure. Here a part of an internet with two routers connecting three LANs. We have three LANs and two routers. Three LANs and two routers. Each device has a pair of address, logic and physical for each connection. In this case, each computer is connected to only one link and therefore have only one pair of address. Each router, however, is connected to three networks. Only two are shown in the. So each router has three pairs of addresses, one per each connection. To understand this question, I will go to the next slide. Now, we came to a figure here. Here, what is happening? We'll just see. This is in the data link layer, and this is in the network layer, and this is the upper layer. This we are not bothering. Here I want to send data from A to this system P. A to P I would like to send. A to P. This port number we will have, with that will be identified. Here this logical address I am going to add. Means A to P, that should reach where it should reach, A to P. A is the source address. Here A is the source and P is the destination. Here it is destination address and here it is source address. Here we have seen this is the source address and this is the destination address of physical address. I'm just writing simple way. Okay. Here we can understand a small difference. What is the difference is, in the data link layer, first we are writing destination address and next we are writing the source address. While coming to the data link layer, first we are entering the source address and the destination address. This address mainly we should concentrate on this part, because this, with the help of these source and destination, means this logical address, we are calling it as logical address, or this is a logical address. This logical address, with the help of this logical address only, we are able to send our data correct to a correct person. Now, as I told you, I want to send my data from this 10 to your P. Sorry, from P. Okay, I will clear this one. Okay, now I want to send from A to P. So what I'm here in the between, we are having two routers. What we are having two routers. When we have a LAN connection, our physical address is not changed. Please understand this clearly. What is happening here? When we are in the same LAN, my physical address will not change. When I'm entering into the other LAN with a router, with the help of a router, my address will be changed. Here, the destination address, my source address is this one, and the destination address is 33. Remember, here my source is 10. Source address is 10 only. What is this one? Destination address is 20. So it is reaching here. Means this NIC, this will select. Means when I want to send my A to P, it will select a route on which we can send. So this has selected this route and it changed it. My destination is 20 and source is 10. It is reached here. When it is changing, again what is happening here? The destination and the source address is changed. This is the source address. 99 means router 99 and this one is 33 is the destination address. With the help of this LAN, again this is going to reach to the router 2. When it is reaching to the router 2, again my physical address is changed. Means now the source is 66 and the destination is 95. This is how the data is being transmitted. Means remember, always the physical address will not be constant. Sorry. Will okay, as it is changing from one router to the another with its LAN connection, the source and destination address will be changed. And while coming for this logical address, this is a logical address. The logical address will not change it. And first we'll take the source address and the next we are going to put the destination address. Okay. In the next slide we'll be going. The physical address will change from hop to hop, but the logical address usually remains the same, as I told you in the previous slide. Now we're going to see one more example to understand the port address very clearly. This is very important. With this diagram we will be understanding the port address. Please put your concentration. Here, these are some different processes with different port addresses. This is one port address. Okay, this is my port address. This is my port address and this is my port address. This system is processors, processor A, processor B and processor C with port A. Processor, this is a port A, port B and port C. Here at the receiver side, same, we are having J port and K, and this different processors we are here using. And these are the port names. Port names will not change. Now, I want to send a data of this port A to port P. Okay, port A to port P, port J processor. What I will do, I will just first I will send this data. This is my original data. Understood? What is this one? This is my original data from application layer. I am taking the data. Now, this from there, when it is reaching the transport layer, I am giving my port address. What is the port address? A processor port A and J is the, here this is the, J is my destination. This is a source port. It is a little bit difficult to write. and this is a destination port. Okay, from source port and destination port are added to my transport layer. And here what I am doing, adding to the data. Now what I will do here next, again, when it is transmitted to the network layer, a logical address is added to this one. Logical address. What is my logical address now? This is regarding the port mean processor. This is regarding the processor, and this is regarding my system, the A, and this one is my P. These two are logical addresses which I am going to add. Next, what I am going to do is, again I am going to add here the what I am going to have physical address. The physical address I am going to add, and I am going to send the data to my receiver. When the data is received, this P is having how many processor? 2. So first it will see here the port address. Okay, the port destination is J. So the data I should send to J. Clear? How very easy. If you understand it, that will be, you will be understanding it very clearly. I hope you all have understood. And in small here in the data link layer, we are having physical addressing, and this physical address will change when it is passing from one router. When it is passing through a router, it will give the destination and the source address. Here first is coming in physical address. We are going to have destination physical address and source physical address. That is one point. When we are coming for this network layer, here we are using logical address. Logical address, what we are doing here is, first we are entering the logical source address and next the destination address. Okay, now when we are coming for the transport layer, here we are going to add the port address of source and destination. And please remember that port address and the logical address will not change. Only the physical address will change. While coming for the last address, that is specific address. The specific address is related to the application layer. The best example for the specific layer is the email address. It is having a specific address. With the specific address, we are going to send the data from the application layer. Okay, all these, when we are adding all these addresses to make our communication easy and to reach the destination successfully. Okay, I hope you all have understood the TCP/IP suite protocol model and OSI model and the addressings. These are very important. You may be getting in bits or a 5 marks question answer. Now I would like to share a video for TCP/IP protocols, which is giving the differences between OSI model and the TCP/IP protocol. Okay.
Hello guys, welcome to Geeksport. Today we'll see what is the difference between OSI model and TCP/IP model. So let's start. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. TCP/IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. OSI model is a theoretical model which is used for computing system, whereas TCP/IP model is a client-server model used for transmission of data over the internet. OSI model has 7 layers, whereas TCP/IP model has only 4 layers. OSI model was developed by International Standard Organization, whereas TCP/IP model was developed by Department of Defense. OSI model is a protocol independent standard, whereas TCP/IP model is a protocol dependent model. OSI is considered less reliable option, whereas TCP/IP model is considered more reliable option. OSI is a reference model, whereas TCP/IP is an implementation of OSI model. So thanks for watching.
See, these are the difference. I hope kindly note down these differences, because maximum the question may be asked is the difference between the OSI model and the TCP/IP model. We are having some 7 differences, and this differences, if you remember, it is very well and good. Thank you. I hope you all have understood this lecture number 7. Thank you.